Hey everybody. Okay, so it's been a while since I made a video, and I thought I would go ahead and make one and let you guys know what was going on with me and my family. I think the last time I made a video, I talked about how I had a new van and some retard ran into me, and I didn't have a van anymore. Well, that was about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I think. It was May of last year. Since then, uh, I got a new vehicle. I have a 1999 GMC Suburban, which is pretty nice. I'm proud of that thing. And recently, we went down to go look at my property. I had a lot locate survey done on the property to find the four corners because the last time I was out there, I couldn't find them. And the guy, he went out there and he marked the four corners and everything, and that was cool. And I stuck in some metal stakes where he had wooden stakes because there's like wild horses and wild antelope that run around down there, and I didn't want them knocking down my stakes on our property. So we went down there and did that, and we're only about 4 miles from the Colorado-New Mexico border. So we went down to New Mexico and checked out Ute Mountain, which is about, I'd say about a mile from the border on the New Mexico side. And it's BLM land, or Bureau of Land Management, not this Black Lives Matter stuff that's going on right now. There were trails out there, and when we finally found an opening, there was a fence that ran all down the border of New Mexico and Colorado. It's just like a barbed wire fence. And we were about to leave because we couldn't find a way to get over. And as we were driving, we finally found an entrance. So we went through there and found a sign, and it said there were trails down there that you could go on. So I noticed that it said the trails had pretty rough grades, and it suggested off-road or four-wheel drive vehicles should be the only vehicles going on those trails. We were about to go, and then I realized my Suburban is a four-wheel drive, so we decided to go down there anyway. Well, we went down the trails, and I think we spent about 4 hours on those trails trying to get around Ute Mountain, which was an experience, and they weren't kidding about rough trails. Those things are pretty rough. In fact, I was afraid we were going to get lost and never find our way out of there, but we did eventually. And I got pictures and everything. It was pretty cool. We saw the Rio Grande River. That was pretty nice. And from the pictures don't do it justice. I mean, you look at the pictures, and you're like, oh, well, that's pretty. But when you're actually there and you go and look over the edge where the river is, you're like, wow, that's pretty far down. I don't want to fall down there. Anyway, that's what we did, and that was pretty fun. So the stuff with my land and everything is going slow, but at least it's going. I think right now the next step is to try to get the permits. Like Castilla County in Colorado requires permits for damn near everything. So I think the next thing I'm going to have to do is get a road access permit, which is like $200, and a minor development permit, which is another $200 and is good for a year. And then I can do some of the minor stuff that I need to do on my land. So anyway, that's some of the stuff that's been going on. That was the good news. The bad news is that my family recently has become homeless. We're living in an apartment in here in Aurora, and the landlord, who was extremely difficult to work with in most cases and would blame his tenants for everything that was wrong in the building, was consistently raising the rents, and we were actually month to month. We weren't on a lease, so it was hurting us pretty bad, and he was raising it to the point where we couldn't afford it, and we had to move. We couldn't pay the rent anymore. It was too high. So that happened on the 8th. We moved out on the 8th, which is about 2 weeks ago, so we've been homeless for about 2 weeks now. And the Suburban that I'm so proud of has actually become our home. And, you know, we're just dealing with it as we can. I don't know, I guess it's how you look at it. You could look at it as a bad experience, or you could try to take the positive side. For me, I kind of look at it as a long-term camping. But I think the hardest part about it is, you know, because I'm still working and everything. I'm still not like I'm unemployed and homeless. I'm still working, but I work at nights, which means that I have to sleep in the daytime. And that's pretty rough, and I probably look pretty ragged right now. Because it's really hard to sleep in the daytime, you know, when the temperatures are up close to 100 degrees. And you're in a vehicle, which can get pretty hot. And so we try to find spots that have shade in it. So we have this one parking lot that we go to. And surprisingly, there are several other homeless people that are out there parking in the shades too. But that's what we're doing right now. And on the weekends, we'll get like one night at a motel, just, you know, so we can clean up and have a bed to sleep in. You know, I arranged the back of the Suburban, you know, so you can sleep back there. We got plenty of pillows and stuff, but even with blankets and stuff laid down in the back there, it's still pretty hard, so it's kind of a rough sleep. So that, with the heat, makes it really hard. And when I come to work at night, I'm exhausted. Like right now, I'm pretty tired too. So on the upside, though, that means the money that we were paying in rent, we no longer have to pay, so I can use that for other things. But the downside of that is we're doing a whole lot more driving than what we used to do, so I'm paying a lot more money in fuel. And then there's certain things, like certain types of food, that we can't keep. We can't keep anything that has to be refrigerated or frozen, because we don't have anything to keep that food frozen or cool. And we like to stay close to stores, like I guess Walmart's pretty close actually to the lot where we're staying at. And, you know, if we got to go to the bathroom or something, we'll go into like Petco, or we'll go into Walmart, which doesn't seem to have a problem with RVs and people parking out there, at least not yet anyway. The biggest thing now is I still have to pay for the lot locate service that I had done on the land, which is $500. And tomorrow night, when I get paid, that's one of the things I have to pay, is that $500. And then after that, we are actually going to be saving for two things. I've got a vacation coming up in October, which is 2 weeks, and we're going to go down to Roswell like we had planned to do before all this stuff happened. And the other thing that we're going to be saving for is a travel trailer. I mean, the Suburban came with a hitch on it, so we're going to get a travel trailer, and at least we'll have a place to live in besides the back of the Suburban. And from there, I think doing stuff on the land is going to be a lot easier, because we're going to have the money available, and we're going to have a place to stay. We won't have to worry about paying rent anymore. I don't know how long that's going to take. We're shooting for October. It may take a little bit longer. I can tell you right now, I can deal with the cold easier than I can deal with the heat. The heat, you can't do much. I mean, I can't run around naked all the time, or at all right now, unless I want to be stuck in a psych ward or in jail, and don't want to do that. So the heat's pretty rough, can deal with the cold and the cool weather when it gets here. I've already got preparations for that, whether or not we have a travel trailer. And actually, I wish it was pretty cool right now. That'd be nice. I'd be able to sleep a whole lot better. So, anyway, that's kind of what's going on right now. As far as my plan is concerned, we had planned to get a travel trailer anyway, just so that we could leave and not have to pay the rent. It's just that the way circumstances were and the way that it worked out is we're out of the apartment now and we don't have a travel trailer, but we're going to get one. And then once we have that, then we can start doing more stuff on the land. I'll probably start looking for work closer to where my property is at, rather than stay here at the hospital. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't know yet. But anyway, I just thought that maybe I should give you guys an update on what's going on. And sorry I look so ragged and rough right now, but it's kind of the way things are. So, I guess I will, maybe I could talk more about what it's like to be homeless in future videos, since I'm going through the experience right now. I don't know yet. I almost didn't want to do the video tonight because I'm so freaking tired. Anyway, just if you'd like to see more videos, let me know. I'll try to make some more. And we'll just go from there. Alright, well, I will talk to you guys next time, and try not to fall asleep while I'm here at work. Bye.